The woman who fears being alone will often tolerate what she should have walked away from. Read that again. Because one decision has quietly stolen the peace of countless women. Settling. Settling for conversations that leave you anxious. Settling for friendships that exist only when you're useful. Settling for relationships where you're loved only when you're convenient. Settling for dreams that are far smaller than your potential. The tragedy isn't that some people don't value you. The tragedy is when you begin believing them. Never allow someone else's inability to recognize your worth to become your opinion of yourself. You were never created to beg for a place where you are merely tolerated. You were created to grow where you are genuinely valued. There is something powerful about a woman who knows when to leave. She doesn't leave because she's angry. She leaves because she's at peace with choosing herself. She understands that walking away is sometimes the most loving thing she can do, not only for herself, but for everyone involved, because pretending everything is fine only delays the truth, and the truth always arrives. Some women spend years trying to change people, trying to fix broken promises, trying to rescue those who have no desire to change. But here's a difficult truth. You cannot heal someone who is committed to remaining the same. You can encourage, you can pray, you can support, but you cannot carry another person's responsibility on your shoulders forever. Eventually, their choices become their responsibility, and your peace becomes yours. The strongest women learn the difference between compassion and self-sacrifice. Compassion says, I hope you heal. Self-sacrifice says, I'll destroy myself trying to heal you. One is healthy, the other is heartbreaking. Another lesson life teaches quietly. Your future is hidden inside your daily routine, not your dreams, not your wishes, not your excuses, your routine. What you repeatedly do becomes what you eventually become. If every morning begins with purpose, purpose becomes natural. If every day begins with distraction, distraction becomes your lifestyle. Success is rarely created by one extraordinary moment. It's usually created by ordinary moments repeated with extraordinary consistency. Read another page, learn another skill, save another amount, exercise one more time, pray one more prayer, forgive one more burden. Small actions create remarkable lives. Many people underestimate consistency because it looks ordinary, but ordinary actions repeated for years create extraordinary women. Here's something many women discover too late. Not everyone deserves access to every version of you. Some people only knew the insecure version. Others knew the healing version. Very few will know the confident version. Don't feel guilty for changing. Growth always changes relationships. The people who benefited from your lack of boundaries may become uncomfortable when you finally develop them. That's not your problem. Growth often disappoints people who preferred the old version of you. Keep growing anyway. Let's talk about silence. Silence is often misunderstood. Some think silence means weakness. Others mistake it for surrender. But emotionally intelligent women understand something different. Silence creates space, space to think, space to observe, space to choose wisdom instead of reacting emotionally. Not every opinion deserves your response. Not every insult deserves your attention. Not every misunderstanding deserves your explanation. Sometimes protecting your peace means allowing people to misunderstand you, because proving yourself to everyone becomes exhausting, and exhaustion steals joy. One of the greatest forms of freedom is becoming comfortable with not being understood by everyone. You don't need universal approval. You need inner peace. That's enough. Another truth worth remembering. Comparison doesn't only steal joy, it steals gratitude. When you're focused on someone else's blessings, you stop recognizing your own. There are prayers you once whispered that are now part of your everyday life. Dreams you once thought were impossible are now your reality. Don't become so focused on what's missing that you forget what you've already received. Gratitude changes the way you see everything. A grateful woman walks differently, speaks differently, lives differently. She understands that contentment and ambition can exist together. She can appreciate today while preparing for tomorrow. Money matters, education matters, appearance has its place, but wisdom multiplies all of them. Wisdom protects your money, wisdom strengthens your relationships, wisdom guards your reputation, wisdom helps you recognize opportunities that others overlook. Never stop investing in your mind. Books are cheaper than bad decisions. Learning is less expensive than regret. Growth always pays dividends. Here's one final reminder. Life will test your patience, your faith, your discipline, your confidence, not to destroy you, but to reveal what you've been building all along. Pressure exposes weak foundations. It also reveals strong ones. So don't fear difficult seasons. Use them. Allow them to shape your character instead of hardening your heart. The woman who emerges from hardship with wisdom instead of bitterness becomes impossible to defeat. Because life can take many things, but it cannot take the lessons you've earned. Walk with confidence, speak with kindness, protect your peace, raise your standards, and never forget, the greatest investment you will ever make is becoming the woman you were created to be. Before I ask you one final question, subscribe to Womanedge if you're ready to grow in wisdom, confidence, emotional intelligence, and feminine strength. Now, sweetheart, let me ask you this. What is one moment in your life when choosing yourself completely changed your future? Share your answer in the comments. Your story may become the encouragement another woman needs to finally choose herself.